Yes, thank you. With us, we have Independent MP, former Fiji First Member of Parliament, Leader of Opposition, Mr. Inia Seruiratu. Thank you very much for speaking to us and speaking to the people of Fiji directly. Mr. Seruiratu, what is happening after the deregistration of Fiji First as far as the 26 MPs are concerned?
Thank you, Vijay. We have received letters from the SOE, and we have been given 24 days for each of the 26 members to respond to the Honourable Speaker, indicating whether we have opted to remain as independent MPs, or if members may show wish, they can join an existing political party. So the members have the dates from the 1st of July to the 15th, because we were given 14 days in which they will indicate to the Honourable Speaker whether they will continue in the remaining term of Parliament as independent MPs or as members of a political party, which they are free to join.
You are leader of opposition. You were leader of opposition before this deregistration took place. Do you believe you have the support still to continue to remain as leader of the opposition?
We had a discussion prior to the deregistration of the party. That was the first caucus meeting that we had after the events following the vote that was taken in Parliament. And I did indicate to the caucus that I am willing to step down as the leader of the opposition if the members so decide, because under Section 78, it's the parties that do not belong to the government, the party of the Prime Minister, they decide on the floor of Parliament who is to be the leader of the opposition. And the 26 members still have that option, and they can at any time move it on the floor of Parliament, who the opposition leader should be. So until that decision is made, I remain as opposition leader for now.
Do you have confidence in the 26, including you, that you will continue to be the leader of opposition for the remaining term of Parliament?
I have confidence based on the previous discussions that we've had, but at the same time, this is politics. We can expect things to change all of a sudden. So for now, I say yes, but as time flows on, then we will see how things go.
I'll ask you another question. Of course, it's mathematical in nature, but you also, as you said in an interview on Fijivillage Straight Talk, that you're also a government in waiting, a Prime Minister in waiting, and you have the numbers. You have 26, and if others who are currently on the government side do decide to come on your side, you could be seen as forming the next government. You're definitely aware it could happen.
Definitely, because we have the numbers, and we just need a few from the other side to indicate their willingness to form a government with us, because of the majority that we have in the House. That was the best of scenarios when the party existed, but for now, it can also still remain valid and relevant, provided there is unity within the 26. So the priority for me now is consolidate. We have gone through challenging times. Then we need to ensure that there is unity. That will be perhaps the biggest challenge for me, being the caucus leader for now, and of course for the senior members of the caucus as well. And then we need to stabilize before moving forward.
Your 26, including you, any approaches being made? The Prime Minister has said that it will be great to have a government of national unity, and of course everyone sort of has become a free agent after the deregistration. All of you are independent MPs, have any approaches been made by People's Alliance, NFP or SODELPA?
For me personally, I'm not aware of approaches from, although the Honorable Prime Minister did state of the possibility of forming of a government of national unity, probably trying to exploit the current situation and perhaps the vulnerability of the members. That is an option, but no official offer has come to me. I have not spoken to the Prime Minister in any single time about this offer. Neither from the National Federation Party and of course from SODELPA as well. I have not received any offer, but I do not know what offers have been made, possibly to the independent members, particularly on joining other political parties, because they have that free choice now.
Are you open to talking with any of those parties?
I'm open to talks if need be, but what is the long-term benefit? How will it help us, particularly in terms of moving the country forward? I have always stated that we are here for the interest of every Fijian, and national interest is first and foremost. Leave the politics aside. Whatever is good for the country, we have to move forward, and that is always an option. But of course, we are willing to talk if opportunities do come.
Fiji First is no longer in existence. Was there an attempt made to try to continue with the party, with you as a leader of opposition? Was there an attempt? We know that you had this situation where the party was making calls from outside. You were not part of the leadership executive committee, although within the Fiji First Constitution you were supposed to be part of it. You were never included in the circle. Did you try to make amends to keep the party alive?
It was an option that was considered, but something that was not pursued, and of course we did not make any attempt to resurrect the party.
How do you feel? You've been with the party. You were part of the team that won the 2014 and 2018 general elections, and again in this term back in Parliament under that party banner. What are your feelings based on the deregistration taking place and your conclusion about where you've reached as a political brand?
All that I can say is it's unfortunate, and I don't want to dwell much on it given the situation that we are in. Otherwise I'll be caught up in another legal battle or so. But you know, it saddens me. You're correct, I was part of it, and I believe in the values, I believe in the principles, and I believe in the visionary and strong leadership of the party leader. So for me, I will, as long as I'm in politics, I will stand for those values and principles that the party.
Where do you think it went wrong?
Well, everybody have their own opinion on it.
What's yours?
But I think I'd rather focus on moving forward rather than dwelling on the past.
Now, you talked about values, and you're trying to consolidate your 26, and you're saying the options remain open in terms of maybe you being a government in waiting, looking at that option. But as far as values are concerned, what matters most for you in terms of values in the group that you want to consolidate?
You know, for now, we have a bit of trust issue based on what we went through, and relationships are built on trust. For us to be unified and remain strong and cohesive, we need to re-establish that trust factor, because that's important for all of us. And then we can be in a better position to stabilize and then move forward as a team, as a unit, serving the voters and serving every Fijians, and of course looking at options for the future as well.
Your foundations, your principles, your values that you believe in, what would you be telling the people of Fiji and the government of the day when you go into Parliament during your debates?
I've mentioned already in Parliament that please do not take the opposition for granted. I have talked about rebranding the opposition previously on a few occasions in Parliament. I've talked about coming away from adversarial politics, personality politics. Let's look at the wider interests and what's best for every Fijian and of course for the country as well. Values and principles will remain. We will keep the government in check. We will ensure that we do that and of course contribute where needed as well. We have a lot of experienced people. We have a lot of expertise in the opposition caucus, and we are here to serve others. And if it means improving in the work of Parliament to better service every Fijian, we are always willing to offer that assistance if and when needed.
There's comments being made, by the NGOs and unions in relation to the salaries and benefits issue. Some saying, based on the Parliamentary Remunerations Act, an independent committee could have been appointed because the Act says a committee shall be appointed, doesn't say a committee made up of members of Parliament. That submissions, there's a section on submissions to be made by anybody who wants to make submissions. That was not done. And countervailing economic conditions, plus determinations can be re-looked at if there is any ambiguity, etc. Now, people watching this will be saying that there's some within the opposition also voted for their own increase in their salaries and benefits. You are one of them. What do you have to say to them?
That's correct. I voted for it, Vijay. And firstly, we were contributing to the parliamentary process. It was government that initiated this review for whatever purpose, because the previous administration was blamed for excessive salaries, costs, benefits and so forth, and then government brought the motion into the House, and we were part of the process. We have been part of it from the very beginning, and that is something that I made clear on the floor of Parliament. We as MPs, particularly from the opposition caucus, what we were fighting for was the base salary for a member of Parliament, because that is the entry point into Parliament, being a member of Parliament. If you are a backbencher on the government side, you are a member of Parliament. Government, particularly the Prime Minister, he was quick to know this and make advantage of what's available. He realized that his MPs, if they are not assistant ministers, they will be on a 40,000 salary. That's what the opposition is getting right now with the 20% reduction. That is why all the assistant, all those that were not given cabinet portfolios are given assistant ministers, so that they can be on a 90,000 salary. And that is what the opposition stood for. It's not about the opposition. Whoever comes into Parliament again as a member of Parliament in the future, it's the base salary that we were fighting for in Parliament. Of course, it's an increase. When it comes to the vote, again, for me personally, I will say this. One of the values of the party is integrity. We've made our submissions. We've been part of the process all along. And for me to vote against it, my integrity is questionable. My character is questionable. That is why I made it clear I will vote for it, because we have come this far. On the issue of the independence we agree. We totally agree. Of course, there was a committee, and then there was only one independent consultant that looked into it, and then from him back into the committee made the submission. If it means making it more transparent or whatever in the future, we are open to it. We are open to it, because for us even, we don't feel good about improving our, voting for our own. If it means getting it done from independent or whatever, we are all for it. But I also say that for me, as a leader as well, I stand for the benefit of my MPs. They have families, they have commitments. I cannot abort them, because the majority of them, including those that did not vote for it, were all in favor of it until the decision came. So I wouldn't deviate from the initial course of action that we took. And as I've stated, I don't want my character and integrity to be questioned.
Based on the submission, you agreed that everyone should vote along those lines, because the party submission said that's what you support.
Yes.
Now, going forward, as you said, the consolidation is important. People would be wondering, they're watching you, Mr. Seruiratu, what's he thinking? The remaining parliamentary term, we are more than halfway into 2024, 2025, 2026 is the next general elections. The question about the party formation, if any, what are your thoughts on that?
For me, I've stated on the very recent interviews that I've made, the first priority for us now, again, is the national budget. And two, we have to remain effective and elevate our performance as members of the opposition, because there are expectations from those that voted for us, and of course our role in a well-functioning democracy that we want to maintain. Options for the future, definitely. If we have to look at forming another party, so be it. But then there are people there who brought us in, and we need to consult them as well, and then see what's best.
As a government in waiting, as a Prime Minister in waiting, what do you have to say to the people out there, that the difference that you will bring if you do get the chance?
Again, for us, and for me personally, I always believe in servant leadership. That's the most important thing. Leadership that listens, leadership that cares, and of course coming down to the level of the people and listening to them, and continuing to fight for their issues and ensure that no one is left behind. We have a lot of challenges for now. The budget will be next week. We need to grow the economy, because when the economy grows, it will be good for every Fijian. And I think what's important for Fiji is we remain united as Fijians and take the country forward. That is something that we will do. We will continue to serve the people, and hopefully that we will serve them better. And we are always here ready to listen if there are issues that they want to raise with us, but we will ensure that we also keep the government in check and make sure that they also deliver as expected of them as a government.
Are you breaking away from the shackles of people like Ayah said, who held on? Even for you, for example, if you had to appear on a show or appear on a panel, you had to get approvals from people like the General Secretary.
We have that privilege now. We have more freedom now to engage and, of course, to contribute if and where needed. Again, if it's in the matter of national interest and for the wider public in terms of information and whatever they want from us, ready to assist and always willing to help.
Just my final question in relation to some of the members currently saying they talking about their independence, they will be supporting where they can support government, or they believe there should be a support. MP Moses Mbulitavu said he's a free agent, he can cross the floor depending on the different issues. What is your stand on this new area that your group is going into?
That is exciting and comes with its opportunities and challenges as well, Vijay. Again, we have earlier discussed that they are free to make own choices now, and then depending on the solidarity and the unity and the stability that we want to bring so that we remain effective in opposition, then there are issues that we will need to discuss when it comes to voting and contributing in what's before the House. But again, we will still be guided by our principles and values, and of course what's good for Fiji and for every Fijian.
Thank you very much, Mr. Seruiratu.